Hello, everybody. Good to see you again. I've missed you, and I can't wait to talk to you again today. Let's see if I brought my little friend. Hello. Oh, my goodness, Lucky. He was so tired. You've been sleeping. Guess what, Lucky? We're going to be talking about doggies today. Do you have any doggy friends? Oh, good. Do you have any doggy friends that are white with dots on them? Oh, well, you're going to meet a new friend today. He's a fire dog. Are you ready to get started? Say hi. Hi, everybody. So it's good to see you. You know what? Since I saw you last, we had started the next month of October. So if we take a look up at the calendar, we have a new month. Our old one was September. This month is October, and it's the month of pumpkins and Halloween costumes and trees turning yellow and orange and red and brown. And we have 10 numbers already on our calendar. So you help me at home. See if you can count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when you're watching this, it could be any of those days. And when you talk about it with your mom, it's just not October and a number like October the 5th. We are in a year called 2020. So if I was talking about Monday, it would be Monday, October the 5th, 2020. That's a big sentence. And maybe you're talking about these days of the week. So I talked about Monday, but the day before Monday was Sunday. And the day after Monday is Tuesday. And I'm going to teach you a little song. This is a song I like to do with Halloween because it goes to an old tune that I knew when I was a little girl. And it goes like this. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week. Good job. Okay, so we've talked about the calendar. Now we're going to head over and take a look at what the weather is going to be like. Oh my goodness, it certainly isn't snowy outside. Today, when I'm doing these pictures, Mr. Sun has hidden his face and it's all cloudy. It's not rainy. It's not rainy yet, and hopefully not. No raindrops coming, but it's cloudy. And it's a little cool. So, hello, Weather Bear. We're going to see how you would dress if you went outside. The weather has gotten a little bit cooler in the last couple days, so Weather Bear is going to need his little jacket on to cover up his shirt. He also can't wear shorts anymore. Well, sometimes you can, but today we needed some long pants, his jeans. And no more flip-flops. It's too cold for your toes, so we'll put his sneakers on his left foot and his right foot. And we'll put his baseball hat so he can go out and play with his friends baseball. I was going to put his sunglasses on, but he doesn't need them today because it's cloudy. So we'll put those away for another day. Okay, so far we are going to introduce the numbers of the week, or the numbers as you count them. So I have a paper here, and on this paper it has a straight line down. That's the number 1. It also has a word down at the bottom, O-N-E, and that's the word one. And how many frogs? 1. 1 is just 1. If I take a look at the things I have here, I have 1 pointer. I have one Bible. I have one finger. Maybe you can show your mommy one thing. Now, when we make number 1, we come down, easy peasy, just straight down. In the packet I'm sending home to you, I have a little worksheet. If you'd like to do it, you can practice making your ones all the way across. Easy does it. You can use a crayon or a pencil, or you could even paint. Just make sure that you use that good grip. We're not doing it this way. Get it between those 2 fingers. Tuck these 2 fingers in and make nice straight lines. If you're not ready, it's okay. You don't have to do that. Then I want you to color just one circle. Not all the circles. That's too many. Just one. And you can color any one you want. Then down here, there's lots of numbers. But I want you to take a marker or a pencil or a crayon and just find the ones and give it a circle. 1, 1, 1, 1. And here, you can practice that one again. And there's a little poem that goes along with it. It says, a straight line down and then you're done. That's the way to make a 1. So 1 is our first number we're going to talk about. The next thing we're going to talk about is fire safety. And fire safety is very, very important because we need to be safe. And so the first thing we talk about in school is one of these things. Hopefully you have one of these in your house. It's called a smoke detector. And a smoke detector keeps us safe when you're sleeping at night. And if you heard this go beep, 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 you're not going to hide under your bed. You're not going to hide in your closet. You're not going to put the covers over your head or the pillow so you can't hear it. You want to get out of your house. And you want to find a spot where the rest of the people in your house are. So maybe you have a big tree or a big rock, or you have your neighbor's front door. Mommy goes to the door, Daddy goes to the door, you go to the door, and then Mommy counts you 1, 2, 3. She calls 911 and the fire truck comes and he takes care of the fire. We don't want you to stay in there, and the fireman needs to know if you're all safe. That's why we have a meeting place when we go. Now, when you're in school, we have fire or smoke detectors here as well. They have a flash on it because sometimes we have friends that their ears don't work very good and they couldn't hear the beep, beep, beep. And so they have a flash, flash, flash. And it tells them, teacher, children, we need to get out. And so that is what we have for a smoke detector. The other thing we need to know is if your clothes catch on fire. Now, I'm not going to get up and do this because it would look really silly. So I brought a little baby doll friend. If for some reason your clothes would ever catch on fire, the first thing you want to do is cover your eyes because you don't want to get the fire in your eyes. This baby can cover her eyes or his eyes. And then he wants to drop down on the floor. Keep your hands over those eyes and you roll, roll, roll. Stop, drop, and roll. That way the fire, it needs that air to keep going, so it'll stop. And then if somebody's around you, they're gonna throw a blanket over you to get all that fire out. And then they're gonna call 911 to make sure that the police or the ambulance comes to make sure you're okay. So stop, drop, and roll is very, very important. The next thing I want to talk about is what a fireman wears. Sometimes we have a fireman come to our school, but now that we're not in school, we have to maybe visit or see a fire station if you can. But I brought a book. I'm not going to read it, but I wanted you to see that the fireman has a coat, and it's very, very heavy, and a hat, and a mask. He usually has a big mask on. He has pants on that are very, very heavy. He has boots on. Here you go. I have some more pictures. See, he has a special hat on his head, and he has a big tank on his back, and that's filled with air. And when he puts this funny thing on his face, he looks kind of scary. But a fireman is never scary. He doesn't want to hurt you. He wants to help you and keep you safe. There's a picture of I know it's a little bit small, but that's what the mask would look like. And it makes a sound like this. That's just him breathing. He needs to have air in him. So a fireman wears lots of protector gear. A fireman also has a lot of different fire trucks. This is one fire truck. This fire truck is called a hook and ladder truck because it has a ladder right there. If there was a fire on top of your roof, he couldn't jump up there. He'd have to put his ladder there. Sometimes they have a ladder truck that goes way, way, way up in the air, and it has a bucket on the top, and the fireman can sit in the bucket or stand in the bucket. Here is another ladder truck. They're really big because the ladders are really long. Sometimes they have a fire truck. Let me see if I can find the page. I had it marked here. There you go. This is a pumper truck. And if you look carefully, these black things here are big, fat hoses. And they hook them onto a fire hydrant, and they pull the water in so the fireman can squirt his hose and put the fire out. I have one more thing. Sometimes there is, here he is. This is Dot, the fire dog, and he's a Dalmatian. I told Lucky that he would see another doggy today. My grandson Dane colored one, and I'm going to send a blank one home to you, and you can fill in all the dots, and you can make Dot the fire dog with lots of dots. He's a Dalmatian, but he's also a fire dog. I'm going to sing a little song for you now. I think you might know The Wheels on the Bus, but this one is called The Wheels on the Fire Truck. It goes like this. The wheels on the fire truck go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the fire truck go round and round, all through the town. The fireman on the fire truck says, "Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go." The fireman on the fire truck say, "Come on, let's go." All around the town. The bell on the fire truck goes ding, 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 ding. The bell on the fire truck goes ding, 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 all through the town. There's Dot. The doggy on the fire truck goes ruff, 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 ruff. The doggy on the fire truck goes ruff, 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 all through the town. The lights on the fire truck go flash, 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 flash. The lights on the fire truck go flash, 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 all through the town. The hose on the fire truck goes swish, 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 swish. The hose on the fire truck go swish, 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 all through the town. The ladder on the fire truck goes up and down, up and down, up and down. The ladder on the fire truck goes up and down, all through the town. And then the firemen come back to the firehouse and they go have supper if they can, or breakfast, or whatever time it is when they're done fighting the fire. And then sometimes they live there and they have a bed at the firehouse, and they go to sleep. So firemen are very, very, very important. I have a story to read to you now. Do you know who this guy is? His name is Clifford, and the title of this book is called Clifford the Firehouse Dog by Norman Bridewell. I'm going to switch it over to this side because this is my good right hand and it's easier for Mrs. Steinmetz to hold it. Hi, my name is Emily Elizabeth and this is my dog Clifford. Clifford is not the oldest in the family, but he sure is the biggest. Last week, Clifford and I went to the city to visit Clifford's brother, Nero. Clifford knew the way. Clifford was too big, he couldn't even fit in the car, but Emily Elizabeth is sitting on the top. Nero lives near a firehouse, and he is a fire rescue dog. Now, Nero's really tiny and you can't see him, and he doesn't have black and white spots, but that's okay. He can be a fire dog anyway. I asked the firefighters if Clifford could help them. They thought he was just the right color for the job. He's red, and we're going to be talking about red in just a minute. You keep that in your thoughts, okay? Just then, a group of school children came in for a fire safety class. Nero showed them what to do if their clothes catch on fire. Stop, drop, and roll to smother the flames. He didn't mention to cover his eyes. Make sure you cover those eyes and keep your arms in tight. And roll till the fire goes out. Clifford thought that he could do that. He repeated the lesson for the class. He stopped. Oh my goodness. He dropped. Oh no, he's so big. And he rolled. Oh no, he rolled over the man with all the vegetables on his cart. He rolled a little too far. But then we heard the siren. There was a real fire. Excuse me. Nero stayed to guard the children. Clifford and I ran ahead. He cleared the street for the fire trucks. Everybody got out of his way, and Emily Elizabeth was hanging on tight. Smoke was pouring out of the top floor of the tall building. Clifford pushed the crowd back to a safe place. He saw some people who were in trouble, and they didn't have the ladder up yet. So look what Clifford did. He was big enough to get them just by reaching up. Whew, he sure was a good help. The heavy hose was hard to unreel, and Clifford gave the firefighters a hand. Uh-oh, I hope he doesn't break it. But then he saw that the fire hydrant was stuck. The poor fireman couldn't get it open. Thank goodness Clifford was there to unstick it. They had to get the smoke out of the building. Clifford made a hole in the roof. Oh, he punched his paw right in the roof. The firefighters were calling for more water. So Clifford found some. He pulled a water tower off the building next door and he poured it right on the fire. He sure is a smart dog. When the fire was out, Clifford made sure that the firefighters got out of the building safely. They didn't even have to come down the ladder. He just picked them up in his paw and brought them down. Look, they're all in his paws. They were grateful for everything he had done to help. We gave the firefighters a ride back to the house. Did they go in the fire truck? No, they rode on Clifford's back. Clifford was a hero. The fire chief made him an honorary fire rescue dog, just like his brother Nero. And that's the end of the story. I like that he was such a good helper. I hope that you can be a good helper for your mommy and daddy when you're around. One thing I didn't mention was if you are in the house, you need to make sure you know how to get out. If you go up to your door in your room and you touch it and it's hot, don't open it because the smoke will come in. You go over to the window and you jump up and down and say, "I'm in here, fireman, come get me." because if you hid under the bed, they wouldn't see you. So you want to make sure that you're safe. That's very important. Talk about it with your mommy and your daddy and make sure that you know what to do if there was a fire in your house. I also have another little book that was sent to me, and it's called Color and Learn, and I copied it for you, and some of the things in there are lots of words, and they're for your mommies and daddies to read. But there's some other things in here, like a smoke detector and things that are hot. So I looked around and saw what I might have that was hot. You might not know what this is because your mommy probably doesn't even use these anymore. But this is an iron. When you get wrinkles in your clothes, you plug it in and it gets here's the plug. You plug it in and it gets very, very hot. And you can iron the wrinkles out of your clothes, but you never, ever want to touch this part. I also brought some candles. Now, I know all of you have had birthdays, and on the top, mommy or daddy or grandma or whoever might put a candle. So you might have a birthday candle or a candle that's out on a table. You never want to touch it if it's hot, this flame, because that would burn your fingers, and that wouldn't feel very good. Sometimes mommy, might use these things. I have two things here. I have something in here that's called a match. And if I strike it against the side of this, no, not that side, maybe, oh, there we go, this side. That's hot. I don't want to touch that. That's flame. Very hot. Do not ever touch matches, whether they're in a box or they're in a little thing like this. You don't ever want to touch it. The other thing, and I forgot to bring it along today, was a hair curler or a hair straightener. Mommy, if she has a lot of curls, she might have it and it takes the curls out. Or sometimes, like I don't have curls, so I'll have a curling iron and I'll curl a little bit. Don't ever pick that up. It's very, very hot. So we don't want to touch hot things. Then I brought my little, this is not hot, but you might have one of these. It's fun to play fireman with. So that talks about hot things on here, and there's a heater, so you can draw that. It also has Cookie Monster, and he's teaching you to stop, drop, and roll. And it has a picture of a fireman with all that equipment that I told you about, which we don't need to be afraid of. And if I open it all the way up, you can see that that's a fire engine. So there's lots of fire things. I hope you enjoy looking at that. See, here's my doggy. And here's a fire engine with the word red, R-E-D. And here's a red page if you want to do red. Okay, now we've talked about A, B, C, and today's letter is D. D looks like this, or I can make it even bigger. This is what I would send to you. This is a D. The little d looks like this. When you say D, or it's in a word, it goes like this. D, D, D. See if you can say that with mom. D, D, D. It begins a lot of words. So I'm going to take a look at what's in my can here. This is my D can, and let's see what starts with D. A duck and a dragonfly, dragonfly, and you know this one, a dog, D. I brought some things in a sound box, and I'm going to ask you for if you know what they are. I'm going to give you clues. So the first thing is, this is a little thing that girls and boys like to play with. They put clothes on them. They might give a little bottle to it. It's not a real baby, but it begins with D. Did you guess a doll, baby? Here is the dolly again. Dolly. D. See if you can say that. The next clue I'm going to give you is this is an instrument that you would play with sticks, and it goes boom, 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 boom. Can you guess what that is? It's a drum. D, drum. Good. The next thing I have is when you go outside and you're playing in the dirt or the sand, and you need to make one pile go to the next pile. You need something to move that, and you might use a shovel. Now, what is that shovel doing? Can you guess? He is digging. Digging. And the last thing I have is an animal. He looks like a horse. It's not a zebra, and it's not a pony, but he goes, hee-haw, hee-haw. Can you guess? It's a donkey. A donkey. He's just a different kind of looking horse, isn't he? So these are all D words. Let's see if we can look if any of those D words are on here. Door. Door. Dog. Dog. Dinosaur. Dinosaur. Doll. Doll. Lots and lots of D words. See if you can find some D things at your house. When we write the letter D, I brought something special today to see if we can do it with something different like this at your house. If you want to use your D and you always start at the top, and you start and you go down, pick your pencil up, start at the top and go around. You can put this in a cookie sheet, and you can sprinkle some things on top, and you can actually use your finger, like you could use flour or sugar or rice, and you could go down like this in the rice. That would be kind of fun to do. I brought a little chalkboard, and I got some water, not paint, just water, and I'm going to see if I can make a D up here. Oh, it's not going to show you, I don't think, because my blackboard isn't good. It's not black enough. But if I was there, let's see, I can use chalk too. No worries. Being in school, we changed lots of things to make it work the right way. So this is a piece of chalk. Down, now you can see it. There you go. And around. D. Okay, Mrs. Steinmetz knows not to try that one again. I hope that you'll make some D's at your house as well. I will have this worksheet that will be sent home too. You can practice your D's. And then if you're really good at drawing, draw something up there. A doll, a dinosaur, whatever you'd like to draw. Okie dokie. I have a name card here. I wonder whose name that is. Is that your name? I don't think so. Have you been practicing your name at home? This is my name. And I made the letters a different color so you could tell which letter is stops and which letter starts. So we all have first names. So I'm not just Mrs. Steinmetz. I'm Jackie Steinmetz. Sometimes people call me Miss Jackie. And these are the letters in my name. J-A-C-K-I-E. I hope that you're practicing to read your letters. If your fingers are ready, you can start writing them too. But don't worry about writing. Make sure that you know the letters in your name. All right, we're going to finish up with a Bible story today. And last time we were together, let's move a couple of these things. I have all this stuff here on the table, and I want to make sure you can see what I have. This was Noah's Ark, and we said that God told Noah to build a great big boat, and he was supposed to put 2 of every animal. This was his wife, and he put 2 giraffes, 2 lions, 2 hippos, 2, what else is in here? Let's see, as 2 zebras. He put 2 of everything, a boy and a girl. And then they sat in the boat. And what happened? God made it rain. It rained and rained for 40 days. That's much more than a month. It rained so hard that the water covered the whole world, and only Noah was left with his boat full of animals. And then it stopped raining, and Noah sent out a bird to see if the bird could find some dry ground. And the bird came back. No dry ground. And then he sent the bird out again. And this time the bird came back with a piece of branch in her mouth. The bird had found a tree. That meant there was some land sticking up. And the next time he sent the bird out, the bird didn't come back. The bird had found a place to live. I'm going to show you in my Bible book. This is when the water started to go down. Look at that silly picture. His boat is stuck on the top of a mountain. Isn't that silly? But the water went down, and the animals came back out of the boat 2 by 2 by 2. And something special happened. God put a rainbow in the sky. That was God's promise that he would never, ever send so much rain that it would cover the earth again. Sometimes I know when we get rainy days, it seems like it's never going to stop. But God promised that he would not do that again. And rainbows have special colors. They have red and orange and yellow and green and blue and indigo and purple. And I'm going to send a rainbow. Well, first of all, I made a rainbow here, but I'm going to send a paper like this home so that you can color a rainbow if you want, just like mine. If you can't read the little words, that's okay. Ask Mom. And if you mix the colors up, it's okay too. Just remember what a rainbow means. It means that God loves you very much, and he sent a rainbow saying that he would not send rain again. So when you see a rainbow after a rainstorm, please remember that. I also have a picture for you to color, and it's Noah and his wife and the animals coming out, so you can color that, and also a Bible story for Mommy to read to you. And this Bible story says, do to others as you would have them do to you. So we want to remember that God loves us, and he wants us to be kind to our friends as well. So I think that's all of our, oh, no, it isn't. I have a song for you. It's called I Will Obey You. And I like this song because Noah obeyed God. People thought he was crazy, and he built this big boat in the middle of the grass. But he did it, and he obeyed God. So let's listen to I Will Obey You. And I usually sing this standing up, but I can do the action sitting down. Here are my hands, let them serve, let my mouth speak your word, cause my ears to hear your voice, and my feet to follow your path, cause my eyes to see all that you want me to be. will obey you, said Noah. I'll listen to you. When Mommy says you need to obey me, that means to do what she needs you to do to be safe. Okay, Lucky, come here, buddy. Let's say goodbye to all of our friends. Were you listening? Did you see the doggy that I showed you? Did you see Dot? Mm-hmm. Did you know her? Mm-mm. Would you like to meet her again? Mm-hmm. Where's your spots? Oh, he doesn't have any spots. Silly. Let's sing our goodbye song. You ready? Our school day is over and we are going home. Goodbye, goodbye, we are going home. Goodbye, friends. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again next week.